Yo, welcome to another episode of A Quarter in a Dream podcast. I am your boy, Surrey I am 5G. Please don't forget the 5. I got my man, Alex Lonzo here with me. I met Alex a couple weeks ago at Worcester Regional Airport. As you know, it's Mental Health Awareness Month, and Alex was actually a part of an exhibit unveiling that had to do with men's mental health. It's an issue that's not talked about much in our society because of the norms and basically, standards that are placed upon us as men. Take care of the kids, take care of the house, take care of the bills, work 60 hours, sometimes go to school. What Alex was a part of was an interactive art exhibit where, it showed them, candid photos of them in their, some of their favorite environments. And, what that environment meant to them as far as having a safe space to go out and talk. Because a lot of the times, as men, we feel that we don't have a safe space to talk. How you doing today, bro?
I'm pretty good. You?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. I cannot complain. The podcast has been tracking. We putting on for the city. I'm glad you decided to come through. That was great. So tell us a little bit about yourself, bro.
So I'm Alex Lonzo. I'm a senior at South. I'm 18 years old. I do diesel mechanic as a career, as a job, as a hobby. And yeah, I do what I can to inspire the community and just let my story and just stories that aren't talked about be heard.
Nice. So, question. So you go to school. You're in high school, correct? This is your last
South
year.
High, yeah.
South High. Shout out to South High. Okay. And you're currently working as well.
Yeah.
So how many hours are you working a week while attending school full time?
I put about 30 hours.
30 hours in?
Hours or so.
See, now that's crazy, right? Now, are you taking care of a family?
Yeah. Help my mom's out, whatever I can. And yeah.
All right. Yeah. That's lit. So, we were talking a little earlier about, norms in society. You grew up in Worcester, you grew up in the inner city, right?
Yeah.
How was it, right? Because you seem like a really intelligent kid, right? Like learning's your thing, right? Like
Yeah, it was a little bit different. It was like I had to put myself aside from what everybody else was doing, what everybody else was talking about, the road that they were going on.
right.
So like it's hard because it's like your foot's already growing in the water once you're in the hood.
Yep.
Or you're in a neighborhood like that. So
Word.
it was, I guess you could say, a little bit challenging and everything, but it's the outcome that you want to see. And
Right.
and yeah, so you gotta just believe it and just do it so it can happen.
Word. So we talked about the growing up in the hood, right? And having to navigate, right, these terrains where, as I said, like, if you choose the college route or you want to go to school and get A's and B's, and it's like, oh, that nigga's a nerd, that nigga's a bitch, like we ain't fucking with him, right? And society says that kind of treatment in the city is okay, right?
Yeah.
And people don't understand. Is like me myself, I gave up a 2-year scholarship to Northeastern University, right? And it was for nothing more than wanting to please my friends because they were on a different road, right?
Yeah.
And I always had a problem with following, right? Like it wasn't until later on in life where I finally said, yo, listen, I don't care what nobody else thinks. I'm just going to do what I want to do, right? And it probably wasn't the best thing to do what I wanted to do. But anyway, had it not been for, the standards in the inner city that's like, hey, yo, you got a group of friends, you from the hood, you got to put on for the hood, right? Like, little do they know, like, I used to go home and read Harry Potter books and shit, bro. Like, I didn't want to really be like that. So, like, how was it for you? Like trying to stay away from getting caught up in that whirlwind, right? Of the street life versus, staying focused so that ultimately, you be able to get to the bag and take care of your family.
So it was hard but easy. At an early age. I believe it was 14 when it was legal for you to get a job and everything.
Right.
I had a couple people that I had known that they were like already helping programs, putting gardens in the community and everything like that. So I started off that, just helping them out, chilling in their office, just chatting, talking, and then um believe my first job started with just teach coaching kids how to play basketball, just
Nice.
letting them run around, play with them, you know, be a kid. So like that set me aside. Like I was always busy. Like after that job, it was, oh hey, we got this. Okay, so sign me up. Oh,
Right.
this one's volunteering. Okay, sign me up. So I
Yep.
did that. So like I was always like away doing work, you know, since I was 14, and then it just came like 15 came, and then I started getting paid, and then it was just like it
Like,
was just
yeah, I like
job
this
after
life.
job and after job. And then like,
Right.
you know, when I go back, yeah, I'd play basketball with the people in the community and everything like that. And it was just like I realized my values, you know,
Nice.
like work and money and helping like little kids that like I wish I was, you know, given the opportunity as them, you know. So
Word.
just helping them out like made me realize like I can make a difference, or I could try at least to make a difference. And so
Word.
that's what I stayed doing.
Word. Now that's real, right? Like, and you know, the funny thing is, I grew up in the inner city in Boston, and the same things that you were doing at 14. Like, so I was doing, like, I was going to Belfort Academy. I had the summer jobs. Like, my time was spent, you know, doing constructive shit. But like, the older I got, the less I wanted to do that, and the more I wanted to hang with my friends, right? So like, when I really started to like start noticing women, right? Like, it was like, oh, well, my friends been hitting shit up, right? So like,
Mm-hmm.
now I want to chill with them all the time, right? Because like, you know, I think I'm a grown ass man, but like, um, you know, that's really cool. So you talk about, you know, wanting to make your mark in your community. Do you feel like, you know, coming from the inner city, that the odds are always stacked against us when it comes to like feeling like, you know, I could be something, like, and let me just break it down a little bit more. So you know how when we grow up, there's always like, oh, you could be the president, you could be anything you want to do, right? Or you could be anything you want to be. But like, the harsh reality of the situation is, right, is if you're in the projects, you look
Mm-hmm.
around and you're like, get the fuck out of here. I can't be none of that shit,
Yeah.
right? So like, staying busy, I know, but was it hard to break the mold, or to break that cycle of seeing what your older heads were doing?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was different. It was hard, you know, if I didn't stay on track, or if I just would have turned like one little step, like everything would have been like it would have left faster than it came to me, you
Word.
know? Like that's how it goes. Opportunities, they don't come easy, but they
Mm.
leave pretty fast, you
Oh,
know?
oh,
So,
that was profound. I like that, young
yeah.
man. I like that. Opportunities don't come easy, but they'll leave pretty fast. Yeah. That's definitely one. We going that's a clip. We found the highlight reel, guys. So I was doing some research about men's mental health, and let me just get this open real quick. So, you know, a lot of it's, so in the United States, women are 3 times more likely to be seen or to be diagnosed with a mental health illness or disorder, but men are 5 times more likely to commit suicide in America, right? Which is crazy. That's crazy, right? So, yeah, absolutely. So, and the numbers are pretty bad. So let's see. This is from the American Association for Medical Colleges, right? So many men in the United States die by suicide at a rate, 4 times higher than women, and yet men are diagnosed with depression and mood disorders at far lower rates. Why is this? So it says here, too often society blames themselves for their struggles. They are the ones who often turn to substance abuse and violent behavior rather than getting help for their mental health. They are the ones who struggle to keep up with the changing workforce and gender norms. They are the ones who too often embrace unhealthy attitudes and beliefs at the expense of their own well-being. Right. And this is and what they're basically saying here is when we go to our healthcare providers, they're putting the blame on the men. Right. So when a guy's like, yo, you know, I need to see a psychiatrist because, you know, my kids are are getting up to here, right? Because we all know kids at 14, right? Or my wife is demanding too much from me, and I'm only one man, and it's like, yeah, well, eh, 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 have you tried taking warfarin? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's never really any serious attention placed upon men's mental health, right? So, can I ask you a question? What is your dealing with mental health been like?
Like, how do I deal with it? How do I cope?
Yeah, yeah.
So, I take my little brother out to play basketball. I got a little dog, and I take her for a walk. I sit down, and I play with her, and it's like it just stuff that like makes me forget about everything else. Like I get in this womb. So that's what I do. Yeah.
Nice, nice. So, me personally, I don't see a psychiatrist. Do you?
No.
No, right?
No.
So, um, me being in a black family, and shout out to my mom. She put me in psychiatry at a very, very young age, right? And when I told my friend, so what happened is that I was going to doctors, and the dude was talking about Solomon Carter at the unveiling.
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah,
Or
yeah. Paul was talking about Solomon Carter, right? Well, funny story. He has his own mental health hospital in Boston, like right around the corner where I grew up. So I went to go see a psychiatrist there for a long time. But I was on Wellbutrin and Zoloft as a kid. And I remember one day my mom called me. She's like, yo, get in the house. So my man's God rest his soul. He's like, yo, why she calling you now? I'm like, yo, I gotta go take, and it just slipped out. I'm like, yo, I gotta go take my meds. He's like, what? He's like, you take meds? I'm like, yeah. He's like, and up until the time, I'm like, this is normal. Like, it's cool for me. And that's when the sly comments started, right? Like, this nigga weird. It's a weirdo. This thing is retarded. Like, all types of crazy lingo, right? Started being thrown my way. So I remember going home, and me and my mom got into a crazy blowout. I was like, yo, I'm not going back to fucking school. There's no way. I mean, I'm not going back to the psychiatrist's office. There's no way in the fucking world. And she's like, why not? I'm like, because motherfuckers think I'm crazy. She was like, nigga, you all crazy. No, I'm just kidding. She didn't say that. She did not say that. But started the long tumble for me, because now I no longer had anyone to talk to. Because again, in the hood, it was very taboo to be taking what we call crazy meds, right? So, I went through a very long period of depression that I used drugs to cover up the way I was feeling. I went through a time where I was very enraged. I didn't know how to, like, anyone who wronged me automatically got hands put on them. It didn't matter, man, woman, it doesn't matter. You wronged me, I put my hands on you. And, it wasn't until recently that I started to hear this thing about men's mental health, and it not being taken seriously. And then I started to look back at all my behaviors, and I realized that life really got tough for me once I left psychiatry, right? So, growing up in your household, because my wife, she seems to think that, Spanish cultures, they kind of try to shy away from the mental health. Is that true?
It could be.
Yeah.
It could be.
Yeah. How was it growing up and dealing with and seeing other men in mental health for you? Like, did you ever see your dad cry, or,
So yeah, I have, but it's like it's something that youth, we don't see as normal.
Right.
You don't see a man cry as much as you see a woman cry.
Absolutely.
It's because we're taught, or like not like I teach you a lesson, but it's like just by seeing, hearing, and everything. It's like self-taught around.
Right.
That you bundle that up, and you just step that foot forward, and you keep on going.
Absolutely.
Or you go take a walk and talk it out, or do your business, and then you come back, and then everything's back to normal.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
So what is stress? What is the stress level? What is the stress level like for you maintaining basically a full-time job as a diesel mechanic too. Let me just remind you guys, this kid is a diesel mechanic. Okay, so this is a hard job, heavy lifting, you know, mad energy exertion, right? And he also goes to school full time. So like, how has that been stress wise?
I don't know how to say it, but it's going okay. Like I do my stuff to, you know, relieve stress and keep myself busy. Like weekends are strictly to go out,
Word.
girl, mom,
Mm-hmm.
and just go like clear my mind and everything and have a fresh start for Monday through Friday and
Nice.
everything like that.
So my man, so on Friday, so once Friday come, right, as soon as you ready to clock out, he's like, I'm going
Yup.
crazy, right? I'm going crazy.
Yup.
Yeah, word, word, word. All right, so it also says here, right, that like during COVID is when, you know, a lot of men started to report that they were having symptoms associated with mental health disorders. Um, what do you think the biggest role that, like, why do you think that is?
During COVID, maybe they lost a job or something like that, and they didn't know how to cope with it, so they had to find their own things to do to bring in the income and everything like that. Stress, they couldn't go out. You know, if a family's stuck at home, baby's crying, you can't bring them to the park due to certain
Right.
circumstances like that. It might play mind games with you. So yeah.
Yeah, that's big. That's big, right? Um, yeah, me myself when COVID happened, I flipped the lid. I was running around crazy, like I ain't have no damn sense. But what seems to be all right? So you obviously you go to school. What's your favorite subject, by the way?
It used to be math,
Yeah.
but then once they started adding the alphabet into it, I lost it. I lost it.
Yeah, word. They say you lost me, cuz. Word. Um, um, okay, cool, cool, cool. Now, what is school like for you? Like what are your grades like? So this is your last year, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So when you graduated on a roll or
Second honor roll, so that's like B's, mainly B's and everything like that. Like I try to hold myself to a higher standard. So
word?
like going in the morning, do my stuff. I get to leave early now that I'm a senior, so I
Mm-hmm.
go to work, leave 12, go straight to work. Whenever works finishes 5, 6 o'clock, then I go home and do my stuff. But yeah, so I try to hold myself to a higher standard because I know that to make it somewhere, I need that diploma. The diploma is everything.
Word,
So
word.
yeah, that's my focus.
Word, word. That's real. Listen, dreamers, for all y'all that are out there. Hey, you know what? What? Pause 1 second. Yo, to my niece Hidea, I just found out like she's a real big fan of the podcast. Did you hear what he just said? Can't do nothing without that diploma. All right. So shout out to you, Hidea. You're the MVP today. But my daughter, uh, my daughter's mother suffers from mental health. And I feel like it was far easier for her to find a psychiatrist than it was for me. You know, one that goes in person. Right now, they're doing a lot of the video stuff, which is cool and everything, but most, you know, they're not factoring in the fact that like, you know, you can only get so much privacy, right? When I'm doing a Zoom call because I'm still at home,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, and no matter what, like, if I'm suffering from mental health, I don't want to talk about my problems around the problem,
Mm-hmm.
right? And when I say I don't want to talk about my problems around the problem, I don't mean my family is a problem. I mean, but mentally, society standards on how I am supposed to interact and take care of this family is the problem, right? And the same way that just sounded coming off to you guys is how it could sound speaking about it in a household where your family is right there. So, um, again, it was so easy for her to get that shit. It was like it was crazy. And then, babe, you got to see this place, and we're doing all of this extra stuff. And I'm like, damn, I was just on a Zoom call, and we really didn't get shit talked about. You know, I mean, it's better than nothing, but
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like they they're dropping the ball in this country when it comes to men in their mental space, because when they snap, or when they do something crazy, like go to a school and do something wild, you know what I'm saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, where do we go wrong? Where do we go wrong? um what do you think the best way to deal with young men's mental health? So, like, maybe more programs coming into inner cities, right? Because, like, a lot of the times we don't know this information, and if we don't know,
Mm-hmm.
then we just don't know,
Yeah.
right? If so, how do you feel that?
A barbershop. I feel like a barbershop 100%. I feel like I don't know, YMCA, play basketball, gyms and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could find your therapist, you could find your psychologist or something like that. You could find it there.
Mm-hmm.
It might not have the name title and everything, but a barbershop, the barber,
Mm-hmm.
the trainer at the gym, like it all has that. Like,
Right.
you might not like in the beginning, you might like, why would I want to talk to my barber?
Right. Right.
Why would I talk to my trainer? But once you go there and you feel comfortable with the person, you're doing something that maybe you like or they like, y'all
Right.
start talking about personal connections, and then, you might just say something internally that they ain't know about, or that that you might not have said to your real doctor or your real psychiatrist, because you open up.
Word.
You open up to them.
You know what? Now that you say that, I think back on, like, growing up and going to the barbershop, and it was always, I used to be in awe at the kind of conversations that went on in the barbershop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't always just bullshit talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people were talking about shit that mattered, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
people were talking about their families, and I remember one guy, he was in the chair, and he was talking about how his wife was cheating on him, right? And the barber was talking him off the ledge. Like, he was in there like, yo, nigga, listen, I'm about to go shoot this thing. I'm about to go shoot this bitch. Like, and he talked him off the ledge during the haircut. And by the time, like, he left the barbershop, like, he was in good spirits.
Yeah.
So, yeah, barbershop talk is definitely,
It's real. It
yeah,
gets real.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, I feel like, um, that's very, very useful. Now that I also think about it, going to the YMCA, you build that camaraderie,
Mm-hmm.
right? Where you're able to talk to people about weird shit, right? That you probably wouldn't talk to anybody else about, right? Like, you know, the conversations go beyond the sports. So yeah, that was real. Thank you for that. So how did you get linked up with the Yellow Tulip Project?
So they talked to my school principal, and they asked for a couple kids that may have had a voice or wanted their voice to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really close with the principal and everything like that. So she came to me and she like, hey, like, you have to do this. Like, this
Right.
is this is like, it screams your name. So I was just like, yeah. So gave her my email and everything, and then they asked for like a day to set up a picture and everything. They asked for a place, and I wanted to do it outside in front of downtown, but then it started raining.
Mm,
So I was just like, last minute stuff inside. Like, what do I do? What do I do? So I called my barber and I'm like, yo, you got like half an hour like free? And he's like, I have some people, but you could just come through, like, do what you got to do here.
right.
So I accidentally cut the line in front of people. Started Guy put out his camera. We did the photo shoot. After
Right.
that, we stepped out the room and she interviewed me and everything like that. I spoke about how I deal with my mental health and how I was in the barber shop and how my barber was teaching me how to cut hair and everything. She asked me about my dreams, my struggles and everything like that. And then later on, I figured out that there was going to be an exhibit and my picture was going to be put up on a poster at the airport.
Right.
And I'm going to get flyers to throw around the city at special places that, touch me, or like, that I want to touch the community and everything like that.
Word.
So it was a really good experience.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. In the taped episode, we'll definitely be putting a picture of the flyer up so you guys can scan the QR code and have a chance to see this art in action yourselves. Because it's quite surreal. To be honest with you, like, while we're used to most art exhibits just being like, hey, this guy painted this, but like, this shit is interactive, right? Like, you get to see you in your element but at the same time, there's a story that goes with that, right? So that was real. How many pictures did you have up in the? You just
So
had the one, right?
yeah, I had two. I had one of my barber cutting my hair, and
Mm-hmm.
then I had the other one of my story and the picture of me outside and my
Okay.
story at the bottom with the QR code.
Right. Okay. Yep. 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 So now, are you guys going to be doing this every year with the Yellow Tulip Project, or?
So I'm not sure. Probably
Yeah.
like if they come to me again, like of course, like I do it. But for now that I know, it was just the one thing, and then my picture's gonna be at the airport for around a month, 2 months, and
Mm-hmm.
then we're gonna try to find a permanent place that'll touch more hearts and more souls.
Nice,
So yeah,
nice, nice. That's what's up, bro. Because I mean, honestly, bro, we don't talk about men's mental health enough. Me personally, suicide hasn't affected my family, but it's a scary realization when guys are 4 times more likely than women to just say "fuck it, I'm done," right? And but the numbers don't say. I think there's in the U.S. as to date, only 19% of the male population is reported to have mental health issues, right?
yeah,
And that's a huge discrepancy, right? So yeah, man. Basketball. I heard you like basketball.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What?
Big Celtics fan. Yeah,
Big Celtics fan?
yeah,
I. So you watched the last game, unfortunately, huh?
yeah.
How was that? I didn't get to see it.
We gonna come back. Don't worry.
All
You
right, all
know,
right. As long as you're gonna come
it's
back.
all right.
All right, word, word, word. I was gonna wear my Celtics hat because green is also represents the Mental Health Awareness Month,
Yeah.
but my outfit didn't tolerate green. I apologize, but go C's. You know what I'm saying? Who's your favorite player on the C's?
Pritchard. Payne Pritchard. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and what position is that?
Him?
Yeah,
Oh.
like power forward,
Yeah. No, I think he's a point guard.
point guard.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. And what position do you play?
Me?
Yeah,
So I never stepped my foot like on a team, on the court and everything like that due to same thing, opportunities.
right, right.
Um, I started working at the age of 14 and everything like that. So like
There wasn't
basketball
much
teams
time
and
for that.
everything like that, it was just like if I step my foot in that, who's gonna bring me,
Word.
who's gonna support me behind that and everything like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I really couldn't do that, but
Yeah, and
yeah.
that's the harsh realities of living in the inner city, right? It's like either in this is what I also try to tell my children is that yeah, it's all good to play basketball, to rap, right? And want to aspire to be those things, right? But like realistically speaking, there's 62 positions for the position you're playing for, but there's a million people that are vying for those 62 spots.
Hmm.
Realistically speaking, your odds of making it are astronomical,
Yeah,
right?
you need a platform to grow from.
Right. So having to work at a young age, was that deflating in a way?
It took a lot of opportunities for me. Sports, maybe different schools that I wanted to go to
Mm-hmm.
or anything like that. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that's rough, bro. That's really rough. But thank God that right now we live in an age where every day there's a new occupation that's making millions and millions. That wasn't an occupation
Hmm.
yesterday, right? So like, shout out to you and what you're doing. Now, you know, what are your hopes for your future?
My hopes for my future.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, I'm staying with my diesel career. I'm moving on full time as soon as school ends and everything like that, and I'm gonna put money aside, and I'm gonna try to go to barbering school so I could get my license to cut hair and everything like that. And since my girlfriend is going to business school, I'm hoping do something with that and open up a barber shop. Like there's no time stamp, but it's a step at a time. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, obviously going in the right direction,
yeah,
right? Because you know, to come from the inner city and obviously have the odds stacked against you, my hats off to you, young man. For real, you're really on the right path, right?
appreciate it.
Don't never let up, bro. keep the foot on the gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So you obviously you just play basketball in your spare time,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm a baseball dude. I grew up playing baseball. I'm a baseball motherfucker, man. Am I
Yeah.
nice? No, not at all. Not at all. I am trash, but I still play. You know what I mean? You into music?
Here and there.
Yeah.
I might not have the great taste or everything like that, but
Nah,
like
nah.
just
Everybody's taste is uniquely their own, right?
yeah.
Like me, I still bump songs that came out 5 years ago, like they just came out yesterday, right? So like,
That's how I be.
I'm that guy. Who's your favorite artist?
Right now, probably Lil TJ, Polo G. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Those are actually good picks. I fuck with Teach, I fuck with Polo, so those
Yeah.
are definitely good picks.
For sure.
I hate to bring this up, but like, how do you feel about the Drake and Kendrick shit going on?
I haven't really heard too much.
Yeah.
I don't,
All right, so
someone asked me that the other day too, and I'm just like, they beefing.
like, who gives a fuck, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, I think it's good for the culture. I think their beef is good for the culture, but yeah, Drake's getting his ass whooped. Just in case you wanted to know. But yeah, bro. So what else we got going on? Anything taking place in the city? Like what's the climate like in the city right now as far as young people? Like the club scene, like what's going on? Because I've been watching the reading the paper, and like it seems like it's getting really bad out here.
Yeah, it is. Decisions are being made that shouldn't even be on the board. Shouldn't even
Right.
like, especially for just the age group that it's coming from. Shouldn't be coming from that.
Right. And now, do you think that is obviously because of lack of options?
Yeah, opportunities, but also choices.
Mm.
Yeah.
Perfect. Right. So exactly. So as we can see, right, Alex himself has come from that same inner city area, but he did not succumb to the pressures of these stigmas attached to inner city kids. So I tend to agree with you, right, that it fuck not having an outlet. It's your choice to pick up a gun and go
Mm-hmm.
do some wild foul shit. Well, you know it is what it is. I fear for my kids in this climate. Really, I got a 16-year-old son and a 14-year-old daughter. So my thing is always trying to make sure that they know, like, listen, y'all, like, don't be playing with people out there in them streets, right? Because like it's bad. Like I thought it was bad when I grew up, but it's bad. It's really really fucking bad. But anyway, back to switch gears down real quick, right? So we have somebody in the studio with us. So I just want to ask, I want to ask you a question, Angela, if you don't mind, right? What is your first reaction when you see a man crying? Yeah.
It hurts when I see a man cry.
Now,
It hurts my feelings.
all right. Now, is that because you like in your head men aren't supposed to be crying? So yes. Yes. Okay. So and thank you very much, Angela. I appreciate your input. So yeah. So Angela said yes when, a guy's crying. In case you did not hear her, it hurts her feelings a lot. And I asked her, is it because, in her mind men aren't supposed to cry? And she said yes. So I grew up in a household where I cried a lot, right? And I remember my grandfather would be like, yo, wipe them fucking tears or stop crying, men don't cry. You know what I mean? And now that I think about it, I've seen my uncle, God rest his soul, I've seen him cry once. That was when my other uncle got shot and we thought he wasn't gonna make it. But other than that, I've never seen my uncle cry. I haven't seen any of my uncles cry. And only one cried when we thought someone would die. So like I come from like I was like labeled the crybaby, right, in my family, and that shit sucked. It hurt, and I'm still dealing with trauma from that now because like again, like I said, right, I was dealing with anger issues because I got so used to not being able to cry that when I did, I felt that it's a sign of weakness, so I automatically went to using my hands, right? It was just it was a weird mixture of volatility. Like it was real volatile at the time. So yeah, man. So you said you have a little brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. How old is he, if you
He's
don't mind?
12.
12.
Yeah.
So obviously you're one of your biggest, or what is your biggest highlight, like, when it comes to being a big brother?
I try to give them opportunities. I put right now he goes to basketball. He does AAU teams. So
Nice.
him, his coach, his teammates, they travel to different cities, different states, and they play basketball.
So it sounds like young boy's nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
He can cook. He can
All
turn it
right.
up.
All
Yeah.
right. Word.
I'll give him that. Yeah. So you know, every weekend I try to get him up early. Go do that. You know, go over there. If you're gonna play basketball outside, you know, like watch who you playing with. Come back at a certain time. So you know, so I don't gotta nobody in the family gotta be worried about you and everything like that. Like just do stuff the right way. You know.
All right. Yeah. That makes perfect sense. And that's what's up. So it seems like, you being a role model for your brother is really huge to you.
Yeah, I try.
Nice.
That's the go-to. Try
Right.
to go the right way. Try.
Right. So, one of my mentors, we call it a hope dealer. Shout out to the hope dealer. I used to use that word try a lot, and she would always say, no, you're not trying, you're doing. So listen, my young man, you're doing, right? So just continue to keep doing you. Cause, I wish you nothing but the best, man. It seems like you're very family oriented, and that's cool, right? Because a lot of the times, we're kind of forced to be for self out here, right? We got to go and get to the bag, and then, immediately we need to be having families, and we need to be out of the nest, and, and it's different to see you, right? Be like, yeah, no, I'm working, I'm going to school, I'm taking care of my little brother, I'm taking care of my family, and I'm making sure that my brother has opportunities like the ones that I had, right? Because a lot of the time, bro, we live in a selfish ass society, where everything is about self. Yeah. Especially now in the social media age where all information is instantaneous. Like, it's crazy. All it's about is how many likes can you get. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, yeah, man, kudos to you again, bro. So so when do you graduate?
My graduation day is in June. Like, I think it's the 4th or the 5th.
Nice. Where's you guys' graduation taking place at?
DCU Center.
Oh, okay. Y'all got the big joint this year. All right. Yeah. Word. So it's going to turn up. So what you doing after graduation?
Yeah.
What's your plans for after graduation? Up.
I got family coming down from different state and everything. So we're going to chill after that. And then after they leave, it's back to full time.
I dig it. But so no parties, no nothing? Nah. For real?
Yeah. Maybe a surprise party or something. Not that I know of.
All right, cool. This kid is modest, right? He's like, yeah, I know they throwing my ass a birthday party, cuz. He gonna get lit, right? He's turning up. But that's what's up, bro. What else, man? So you like to drive, right? I seen you got a nice little piece of metal out there. Yeah. Because you're a mechanic yourself, right? So you do any mods on your? He has an Audi, guys. What kind of Audi you got, actually?
I got an Audi A3.
He got an A3. He be sliding through the city. He be sliding through the city. You do any mods on your joint?
Not really. Not like, maybe I tried, I could say, or I haven't tried enough yet. Yeah.
Right. But, yeah. No, that's cool. Hey, listen, Audi is foreign, right? The parts on that you got to replace is foreign, right? So that's a little bit of paper, man. Yeah. So young boy got his mind right. That's what it's about, bro. That's what it's about. I wish I had that same mentality back when I was your age, bro. It's really nostalgic to watch and hear your story, right? Because vicariously, now that I know you, I'm gonna be rooting for you, because it's yo, he's everything I wish I did when I was a kid, right? Yeah. So that's real, bro. I really do appreciate you for coming through, bro. I appreciate you for kicking it. You already know what it is, bro. Yep. It's a quarter in a dream. This is not a drop in a bucket. This is a quarter in a dream. We are the podcast for the culture. We are the podcast for the dreamers. All right. And we are out of here. Yo, hey, man, thank you for coming through, bro.
Of course.
This has been awesome. This has been
Thanks,
great.
Alex.